Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy Aquarius. I have shuffled the cards out, as you can see here, getting ahead of the game so that I could take a little minute with your cards. So it's really funny, as these cards were coming out for you Aquarius, I kept hearing, I did watch it over the holidays, It's a Wonderful Life, and one of my favorite Christmas movies. I gotta watch it every year. And there's a scene in the movie where Clarence, the guardian angel, is saying, George keeps asking him something, and he's like, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. No. And then he finally tells him, I feel like there's something about this reading where you're like, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. But okay, it is what it is. And maybe it's just this week. So just, take it as it is. So your energy right now, you have the Mountain and you have yearns. So she who yearns, yearn, longing, pine for. Now, it's interesting because she's sitting on top of a mountain. There's something very symbolic about these two cards coming out together like this, because this Mountain card talks about the fact that what you're looking for, the precious things that you're looking for, are not at the top of the mountain. Like, it feels like, right, like climbing the mountain, that's the thing that gets all the accolades. That's where people are heroes. They climbed the mountain, they scaled that mountain, they went up Everest, they went up K2, whatever they did, they got to the top of the mountain. And that's like, once I get to the top of the mountain, I will see in a way that I've never seen before. I will see things from a perspective that I've never had before. Yet, this Mountain card tells us specifically that the most precious things that we will find, the most profound journey that we will take, goes in to the mountain. Into the mountain, not to the top of the mountain. So the vibe that I get from these two cards is possibly somebody on a bit of a spiritual quest, someone who is, maybe it even feels like you're in a timeout, or you could be in the in-between. So there's some aspect of your life or something going on. It could even be like a very winter energy, if we look at the cycles of life. And I often love to look at animals and how they deal with cycles, right? Like, they don't complain. I don't know, if they're frustrated, they don't show it. They just adapt to it. My cat, Larry, he's not very fond of winter anymore. The first 2 years after coming from Egypt, he thought it was pretty fun. He's not interested in it at all, for the most part. And he doesn't go out very much at this point. He sleeps a lot. He's not even eating as much. But but I can tell he's going into kind of like a hibernation mode. He does have his periods where he's playing again and going back into hibernation. And it's almost like right? Because I think he can be very active in the summer. And he's not. He doesn't have that. We don't have the same amount of birds coming. We don't have squirrels and chipmunks running all over the place out there for him to walk. It's nothing. It's very like, eh. So he's just like, okay, that's what it is. I'm going to go within. I'm going to curl up in the rocking chair, which he has taken upon himself to now own. This rocking chair in the house, it seems to be Larry's. And he curls up in that. And right, like, it's kind of like within oneself. Because your energy feels like, I don't want to be in the mountain. I want to see what's beyond the mountain. Even. I want to just get to the other side. I want to get to the other side. I don't want to be in the mountain. Even I don't want to be on the mountain, because she's not even looking. She's at the top of the mountain. Where do I go? What do I do? What's out there? It's because longing and yearning and pining, it's, well, in a way, it is kind of like asking for something outside of yourself, right? And perhaps maybe you've spent a lot of time within yourself. So that's the conundrum. It's almost as if maybe even what you're longing for or yearning for is something within yourself here. Now, we're going to go there in a minute. And this is so, in this spread this week, we're looking at your energy. We're looking at the energy that benefits you, is for your highest good, and then the energy that does not benefit you and is not for your highest good. I kind of like this spread. It's a newer spread. I've used it a couple times now. I think it's just such a really great way to look at ourselves and then kind of see like how God, the universe, spirit is sort of directing us. What is the best thing for you right now? Okay? What is not a great thing for you right now? These can switch. Like weeks from now, these could be different for you, but this is how it is today. Okay. The energy that benefits you is the crone. She who surrenders, chains, bondage, and release. Okay, it's also coming across this way for me, right? The crone does talk about really tapping into our intuition, our deeper extreme knowing here. Now, with the chains and bondage, it's really given me sort of like this image of someone who is, I don't know, you're stuck in place, or you're, it could be it could be a facet of your life, an area of your life. It doesn't have to be your whole life. Maybe it's your work life, maybe it's your home life, maybe it's your family or friendship or project life or something like that. But there's some element of your life here where it feels like, I don't like where God has put me here. I don't like how this is working out. I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in this energy. Okay. Because there's also what we're going to get to it in a minute, but I'm just going to explain it first before I show you the cards that are making me come to that conclusion. But and there's something else here too. It could also be with these cards, obviously, that I've already shown you. Is there's almost a sense of perhaps alone in something, alone in what you do, not feeling connected. Like this is also interesting. This might have some type of meaning for some of you. This is a feminine figure here, and this to me looks like a masculine figure inside the mountain. So that could also be, either that could be like you and someone else. You could be separate from someone else who you care about at this point right now, and you feel like you're at different ends of a spectrum, or you're in different places, or there's a mountain between you and this person. What I also find fascinating is that like the yearning, pining, wanting to do, that is kind of like active energy that feels all pent up and wants to go out, right? Very yang, very masculine energy. We all hold masculine and feminine energies. So I want to say there might even be some type of an imbalance here in terms of what you're doing with your own masculine energy, which is active, strategic, what you're doing with your own feminine energy, which is nurturing, still receptive. Because the masculine energy is stuck in the mountain. And then the feminine energy is on top of the mountain. And an area where there could be a possibility of more action and movement, right? I guess depending on how many minds you have in the mountain. So the energy that honestly really benefits you is to find the strength and the information, the power. How can you give yourself your greatest power, perhaps in a point in life here where you don't feel like you have much, where there may not be much that you can do? Okay, where I was trying to get to before also is I feel like it kind of came out a bit with the masculine in the mountain and the feminine on top of the mountain. There's also, I feel like for some reason you're feeling alone, like it's only me in this. I'm the only one here. I'm the only one doing this. I'm the only one who God has put down this road. And I get that over here with the energy that does not benefit you. You have the orphan card, which is a very difficult energy. It's kind of like that card, I want to say in this deck, the way it's described too, the greatest fear that anyone has. And the easiest way to lean into that is to imagine yourself as like a 4-5-year-old in a mall or somewhere. And I mean, I can distinctively remember when I thought I lost my mom when I was just little. She was literally on the other side of the closing rack. She could see me. I didn't know where she was. I'm like, oh my God. And then there's this feeling that comes up through you like, oh my God, I have no safety, I have no security, I'm in this all by myself, the world is too big, I don't know what to do, right? Like that's this orphan energy. But to be persistent and defiant, that's the perspective. That doesn't benefit you because it has something to do with perspective. And I'm going to come back over here because this is the energy. You're not alone. But it's almost as if there's a perspective here that you have to do it alone, or that you are alone. Or maybe there's some sort of disconnect between even you and a parental figure, or maybe some of you have been, this could also be coming through for any of you who've lost a parent, or even perhaps both parents, and you are in the energy of the orphan as an actual real archetype. And there's something here for you. There's something here for you to connect with, is what I want to say, Aquarius. Because this energy that benefits you is to get into deep spiritual and intuitive connection. If it's something that you can't see in the physical, it doesn't mean it's not there. Oh, so this underline. Okay, yeah, the underline is interesting too. You have a whole bunch. It starts with she who brings light, serenity, and beacon. She who hesitates, ponder, delay, and confidence. Now look at this. Look at this. I feel like these are different energies. Like this light is almost like talking to the one in the dark. Come into this light, come towards the light. But there's a hesitancy. There's a hesitancy because perhaps of a lack of confidence, overthinking, pondering, yay, nay, what should I do? And then we go into she who regrets, battle, victory, and bitterness. It's almost like somebody turning away from the light and then perhaps going into a conflict, and then forgive. Wow, there's so much in here to unpack. Battle, victory, and bitterness, and then she who forgives, remorse, guilt, and forgiveness. She who unfolds, swathe, embrace, and self-care. Wow. And then she who aches, sadness, solitude, silent withdrawal. That reminds me, I kind of want to say a little bit, I think it's a nuance of your energy that I'm seeing on the table here, because there's a lot that goes on here too. This could even be maybe at one point seeing yourself as someone really openly shining your light, being a beacon of brightness and hope, and then hesitating in that. Something changes in your environment, and this I mean, that's a pretty big change. Needing to, I don't know, there's a lot of skulls there. It's almost like maybe a survival thing, depending on how that comes across here. And then you go, this is almost like the stages after something very difficult. Forgiveness, self-care, and ache. But it is underlying. So, I mean, it's a lot. So what this is, like, that's a lot. That's a lot that you've been through. And your energy right now, I want to pull some tarot. I'm going to pull some tarot on the mountain and the yearn, because I find them so fascinating. That she's sitting on top of a mountain and looking beyond it. And yet the mountain card tells us that the greatest things to be discovered are within the mountain. And the mountain can be a place of solitude. It can be a place of perhaps not being seen as well. Others might be wondering where you are, or you're wondering where the world is. Right? If you think about a miner, God, really, honestly, think about that. Like the difference in that, where we create heroes and heroines out of people who conquer the mountain, like get to the top of the mountain. They do that in, I don't know, I guess maybe a few weeks. I'm not even sure how long that actually takes, a few days. But there's preparation leading up to it. But somebody who's in a mountain, perhaps they are we could get into a debate about environmental impact, but we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to talk about the things that mankind utilizes throughout day-to-day life. You can even talk about, I don't know, like things like salt and talc, that are things that are sort of like even minerals that are very important to a lot of our own bodily functions and how we manage things. And the people down in the mountains are unseen. They are not often depicted as heroes. Right, that is where the real foundation of life comes from, is deep inside this mountain. So the mountain, look at this, the Eight of Cups, broken cups at the base of the mountain. The things that we've walked away from, the things that we no longer wish to invest in, but being stuck with the Four of Pentacles. I don't know. There's something about your energy that feels like somehow you feel stuck. Whether you're feeling that as an internal process, or you're feeling like, you know what, every time I try to do this, the universe, it feels like I'm getting sabotaged, or it feels like I'm being told to stay in place, or it feels like, I don't know. Because like coming up out of this hole in the mountain and getting up on top and like yearning though. Whenever we hear the word yearning, right, it's, if there's, these things can often really not be found outside of ourselves. They can only be found within ourselves. I don't know, you might be yearning to come out of a long period of stagnation even. The energy that benefits you is the crone. The Daughter of Pentacles. So it's like the Page of Pentacles. And the Magician. There's an opportunity here for, it's almost like there's some type of intuitive knowledge deep inside yourself here that you can tap into. But as long as you're looking outside of yourself, you won't find it. So it's something very special and specific to you. And it's literally, it comes off as the first step and perhaps a plan for some type of manifestation with the Magician. It's also recognizing where you have your power. If you're looking outside of yourself right now, for whatever reason, you're not looking at your power. Yours, yeah. Chains, bondage, release. Oh, fuck. You did not. You got the Two of Pentacles with this butterfly, right? There's the butterfly, the symbol of rebirth, and it being held back by, well, you got to do this today. You got to do that today. Often held back by very mundane things with the Two of Pentacles. Another card came out here. The Ace of Cups. Boy, you guys are really pulling in a very strong sort of shaman energy here. But almost like the shaman that's tired of being in the mountain. It really does give me this vibe where perhaps you have looked in some of the deepest areas of yourself and you might even feel like there's nothing left to look at. I don't know, but because you're yearning. What do you yearn for? What are you yearning for? Justice. Oh my gosh. Justice. Wow. I feel like some of you, there's something that has gone on here in your life. Well, this is a pretty heavy underline. Something that has gone on here in your life where there's been some heavy karmic consequences. And so that's funny. That's just, I can't see it. It flipped, my hand touched the deck. And the Page of Wands and the Father of Pentacles flipped over while I was talking about heavy karmic consequences. So I don't know. It could be like a conversation that you've had with someone. But where I'm going with this is it feels as if there's some sort of dharma that's owed to you, or you at least feel that way. And maybe wondering like, well, when does this come? When does this happen? When do you receive this? So the energy that benefits you is literally like collect water. No, walk down to the river, collect water, water the flower, go back. Walk down to the river, collect water, water the flower, go back, right? It's with the Two of Pentacles, it feels very much like practice, some type of practice, ritual, or habit here that you might be limited to, okay? Because of the chains, the bondage, to find how can you release yourself? Because the Ace of Cups is here, which to me I feel like is something that would make most people feel, well, really everybody, feel wonderful and not even have. It would eliminate any yearning or pining or longing here. Justice. You're waiting for justice. And it feels like you're waiting for justice in a difficult energy. Maybe it's been a long time coming. The energy that does not benefit you is this persistent, defiant perspective. The Five of Cups and the Emperor. The Orphan. Hey, the Devil. Wow, wow, the Mother of Pentacles just dropped from the deck here. There could be something going on for some of you, literally, because the Father of Pentacles came out too, with perhaps something to do with parents, the orphan, the Devil. Why is the Devil here? Okay. Making sense with the Emperor and the Five of Cups. I feel like for some of you that there's, okay, I'm not sure how this ties into everything, but I'm going to read for you what this energy is that is not for your highest good. And then, you know, you see how it kind of connects with your story, because everybody's different. Everybody has a different story. So there's something here about, I want to say, a very unhealthy parent in your life, or that still is, or perhaps no longer is, possibly through like the death of this parent. But it's almost as if someone taught you, I feel like someone here taught you disempowerment. Somebody taught you disempowerment that would keep you perhaps sad. And I don't want to say like in your place. So I kind of starting to get how this is happening here. There might be, some of you may have had a very heavy-handed parent. So, and when I say that, not necessarily, maybe with their actual hands, I hope not, but maybe with their actual hands. But I want to say even, also possibly, maybe like with grounding, or just in ways that your power was taken away from you. Maybe not like healthy conversation, like why did you, like, you know, a parent asking, well, why did you do that? Why were you that, I mean, there's certain ages that you can actually have that conversation and you can't, but, and not, I don't know, it's almost like your voice not being heard. So when you are possibly in a situation that is a natural cycle and it is guided by the divine, for your justice may take time, but it's almost as if possibly you feel punished in this. That's how this energy is coming across to me, that what does not benefit you is you feel punished. When you perhaps feel as though your power has been taken away from you. And it looks a little bit like it might stem from something to do with parenting. Like the Emperor, the Devil, and the Orphan. And this is all energy that's like, right, would cause you to feel sad. The Emperor is a very powerful leader, but if it's in Devil energy, it's very controlling, manipulative, toxic. The whole thing is toxic with the Devil. So look into your intuition. So that's also interesting, right? Because there could be a perspective here about natural cycles. You might be in a winter cycle here. Maybe it feels like a long winter cycle, and part of you is perhaps feeling punished in this. It's almost like saying, look at this is not a punishment. Maybe this is perceived as a punishment because of life experiences that you have had through other people. But because this is coming from the divine, this is not a punishment. This is a redirection possibly, and a recalculation if justice is taking time. Oh yeah, so there's that Mother of Pentacles at the bottom. Wow. So Aquarius, I'm going to go do the extended reading for you. In the extended, I'm going to ask what energy within you is depleted. How can you replenish this energy, this depleted energy? And what is your greatest achievement yet to come? Thank you so much, Aqua Babies. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.